Hey, everybody. David here again and from Dads in Recovery. And just come with a quick message about, well, I'll just tell you, I guess, a bit about why I'm doing a video today. In the last couple of days, more than a few men have, called me or talked to me about what's happening with in their job as a dad, and so it just keeps coming up, and for several months I've been doing videos and I've done a course. I helped some men, kind of my prototype course on for dads in recovery, and I'm going to do some more of those. But I just wanted to talk to you about the whole deal. Jesus, men can be really hard on themselves, in their idea of whether they're doing a good job or not. Um, and it's hard. We don't have a benchmark. We don't have there's no clear line. Am I doing a good job as a dad? So a couple of things that I wanted to just briefly cover about this. I mean, if you're watching this, if you got this far in this video, you're probably a dad in recovery, or maybe you're not. Maybe you're a mom and you'd like to figure out, how can I, what is the benchmark? I mean, moms often moms are great moms, but what do moms really know about being a dad? And I remember there was a time in my life when I didn't have a lot of men in my life, and I was being a dad. I was my two oldest were was before my third kid was born, and my two oldest were in their early adolescence, and I didn't have men in my life, and I was taking a lot of my cues from the women in my life because I just, I wasn't sure if I was doing a good job or not, and I was concerned. I was really concerned actually about, I kind of thought I was going to really screw them up, you know. And so I get that when men come to me and they say, this is happening or that's happening, or I'm not getting to spend time with them, or, their mom is really mad at me and saying things about me and all of that. There's a whole list of things that we get in our mind and we make up a story that is going to mess up our kids. And obviously, if you're here and you're watching this, and it takes a lot to mess us up. We're all either pretty messed up, or we're not, and many of us didn't have great relationships with our own dads, right? And so here you are, and you're worried about, Jesus, am I doing this right? Am I gonna screw it all up? Are they, gonna end up like me? and and my message today is that there is a magic ingredient that it is beyond anything that you can do, that that precludes messing up, or messing them up. We can't mess them up, really, if we do this. And the magic ingredient, of course, is to be with them, be present. And as I look back on my kids, when they were growing up, and like I said, I didn't have a lot of men in my life, and I was taking my lead from the women in my life, and I was trying to figure it out. And the big thing that I probably missed a lot was being there, like really being present with them, taking time with them. It was hard for me because I was in my friggin' head all the time, So that's where the two things that I really enjoy doing, which is working with dads in recovery and helping people become more present, be here now. Those two things that I really enjoy doing come together. You want to, do a good job, whatever that is, with your kids. Be with them, even if you're not with them a lot. When you're with them, really be with them. Put the phone away, right? And just be with them. Even if it's in the car, just driving with them, quietly, and be with them and let them talk and let them experience you. That's my tip for the day. Love. Presence is love. And I have a guy I talked to the other night, and he's kind of not getting to spend time with his daughter, but he goes to where she's staying and reads her a bedtime story every night. Ah, that's so beautiful. He goes to be with her and read a bedtime story every night. That's beautiful. She's like 5 or 6, and wow, it. He's upset because they're not living together right now, and okay, that's what's happening, But when he's there, and he puts her to bed or gets a chance to read a bedtime story with her, she feels that love. That's the deal, the magic ingredient. I talked in the past about another friend of mine who I've known for forever, and beautiful, beautiful man. And when his daughter was about 2-ish, he started calling her every night at about 7 o'clock. Every night. Now she's 15, I think, 14 or 15, and he literally calls her. He still calls her. He's called her for 12 or 13 years every night. And I've talked to her about it, and she said, well, he's pretty religious with it, and he thinks he's missed, of course, because we're always hard on ourselves, but he thinks he's missed more than he has. So, but it's an action, and she knows that her dad loves her because he calls her every night, for a little check-in. And sometimes there's not much to say, So, be with our kids, spend time with them, not in a needy way, just listen, not there trying to get anything, just be with them and enjoy them. And so I'm able to kind of marry these two things, which are, I think, for all of us in recovery, the whole recovery message is this relationship with our higher power. Well, how do we get that relationship in recovery? Well, by being present with that higher power. People are like talking, how do I connect with God? And recognize that Bill said that, deep down inside every man, woman, and child was the fundamental idea of God. And so that's in us. To be present in each moment allows us to have that connection, to be one with that experience. And then some self-examination, watching how the crazy mind is going. I was talking to a fellow this morning who again was upset, because his ex is mad at him, and he's focusing on that instead of sometimes being with his girls. He's got a couple of really young girls, and whatever. They don't know all that stuff. Just be with them and love them. Be present, not in the head thinking about what's not working or what you don't think is right or what we think is wrong. Just be with them. Spend time with them. Our kids need us. Dads are so important. Dads are so important. So if you watch this video, I'd love to hear from you. If you're a dad, if you're on YouTube, you watch this on YouTube, I'm going to have it up there. Subscribe. And my goal is to share, my experience. And I have 3 adult kids. 2 of them are in recovery. So many dads are terrified that their kids are going to be addicts or alcoholics like them. It's a pretty good chance. It just does, follows the family tree often. So, they're going to need us to be present, to show them the example of presence, of, calm, pause, right? Pause when agitated or concerned, right? Just or confused. Just be there. And in our relationships with our own fathers, look at that relationship, even if he's passed. And how do we heal that relationship and bring love into that relationship? So we're having the flow of love through both, through our own dads, no matter how he is or isn't, or whether he's even alive or not, and down to our children, and be conscious of that flow of love. That's it. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm the kind of here for men and families, and if you want to talk one-on-one, give me a call. We'll do that. I also have a meditation group on Monday nights. It's on Zoom. If you want to be part of that, let me know. That's it. Love you guys, and be here now. Practice that. Practice, practice, practice. Presence, and honesty. You know, share what's happening. If you can honestly talk to your men in your life, and you know, yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, love you. Cheers.